Hello there everyone, Ashton Flash here, and welcome on into an early LEGO Marvel 2025 summer set review. Today we're looking at set number 76322. This is the Avengers Endgame Thor versus Chitauri set. It has 373 pieces, retailing for $54.99 USD or $64.99 Canadian. This was originally set to be $49.99 USD, so that's 3 sets this wave that were $50, and they've all gone up. This set's releasing on August 1st, but was sent to me early by LEGO and Land to do a review for. It's an interesting set. It's an Infinity Saga set with a ton of characters here, and I know it's another Endgame Final Battle set, but I think this one's a little bit more exciting because we are actually getting a couple of firsts, a couple of fixes here, so I think that's going to excite and interest some people here, and it does connect to the one that we got back in May. Let's go ahead, let's take a closer look at this set. All right, here it is built. If you want, you can find time codes and chapters down below if you want to hop around to the different side builds and everything. I guess everything's a side build. But I gotta say, just up at the top, I love this set. I think that it is an excellent set for what it is. It's just very expensive. I think for almost 400 pieces, this should maybe be $35, $40. But you're still getting so many new characters in here and a few new prints that I'm surprised are even in here. But let's go ahead and let's take a closer look. All right, so here's the Iron Patriot mech here. This is very exciting. I think that it's fascinating what they have chosen to do here. And it's not quite your regular mech here. This is supposed to actually be an extension of Iron Patriot. And I'll show you what I mean in a second, but you can open this up and you place the figure inside and close it up. Now that's using the regular mech pieces there. This front piece here is a sticker. That is actually the exact same design that you can see on the torso of the figure. So I like that attention to detail, again, adding to the fact that this is a continuation. The hips allow you to actually turn this 360 degrees around. You've got this ingot here in the back. It's fully covered, which I appreciate for mechs. And also here, you've got down below on the legs, a lot of articulation. So ball joints there, you can bend this, turn this, and also the kneecaps there as well as a little bit of detailing too. I think that the back of the foot sticks out just a little bit, but I think it's there because of how bulky this is. It needs it for support. The shoulders here with the Nexonite shields with those stickers look great. Unfortunately, mine's a little off-centered because of how it was printed, but I still think that that adds a lot. The hands are a little too big in my opinion. I don't think that this works. They're just, it's massive. I don't even know. Like, it just looks so goofy to me. You've got these stud shooters here on the ends that shoot out these transparent flat red tiles. And I don't think I've ever had a set with this many stud shooters before. You've got one over here on the other arm. You've got 2 big cannons there on the shoulders. It's kind of crazy here. You can see the arm. You've got a couple of spots here if you wanted to actually have rockets standing there. But they did specifically think of that with this little build here that you attach. You actually attach rocket there, which I think looks and works pretty well. You could also, if you wanted to, you could remove some of the stud shooters up at the top here to have Rocket standing there as well if you wanted to have him more visible, which is definitely another option. So there was something off about this, and I couldn't place what it was until I saw it next to the Ant-Man mech that appears in the other Endgame set. And it's the height and the size and proportions of this. It's so squished. And this is so much taller. This is the regular size for mechs. Using the Ninjago Evo legs and arms here, they make the arms feel a bit longer and more proportionate. Like when I close the hands here, I don't get the same sense of it being too oversized and bulky because as well, just the elbows and everything is a little bit thicker compared to this, which has the ball joints there, which is what we used to get, but I still think that there's just something off about this. And they're not going for a mech. They're going for an oversized, bigger version of Iron Patriot, which I don't think really works. I think that this figure instead should have just had like the Bad Batch armor piece or maybe an exclusive armor piece to give the bulkiness for that. I know that people make fun of LEGO for making another Endgame set, but this is legitimately one of the few things that we had been waiting and asking LEGO to do for quite some time. The Chitauri Gorilla turned out really well, I think. I like the size of this. It could be bigger, but I like how they've done this. I really like the fists here as well, using these claw fingers here. work really well to make this fist and actually have him walking around. I think that's really awesome. And the design for the head, that's actually a print there on the sides as well. This on the end is interesting, and you've also got these tooth pieces there. The head can actually turn and rotate 360 degrees. I like the gold there for the collar. That looks really cool. And also on the end of those chains, you have pieces so that Chitauri can actually pull this along. I think that is so fun that they included that. Also on the back of the torso, you've got this sticker there with some of the scales and also some fur. You've got one of the Ninjago armor pieces there in the back for the gold. And the legs as well are also on ball joints, as well as the feet there too. So overall, I think this is a very impressive, simple build. It could be bigger, but I quite like this, and I wouldn't mind getting multiple of these. And here's a little bit of the environment build, some destruction from the compound. You do have these boxes here with this 1x2, which you can store additional tiles there for the different weapons in the set. The rest of the environment build here, you've got a little portal here that's opening with this 4x4 ring. And then also here, you've got this transparent piece with this big splash piece so that you could take Thor and actually have him either jumping, flying into action, or I think the way that it's supposed to be more of is him actually landing and crashing down. I'll show you why, because if you look at these hinges over here in the back of the Endgame diorama set that we got back in May, there's actually spots for you to connect it. So I attached it, and it's back there. Can't really see it. You can move around the portals there if you want and actually have this attached. I actually had the portal in the wrong spot, so yeah, that doesn't really work. Also, don't forget, you've got to put the Ant-Man mech there. So that's sort of a dud for me. I'm actually a lot less impressed now by this. I think over here, it looks better off to that side. It sort of works, although Thor should really be front and center fighting Thanos. There should have been maybe a connection point here. And I can already hear the comments of, it's Lego, why don't you just modify it yourself? Some people don't think that way. Kids may not be there yet. This is a playset. This should be able to go where it's designed, which is one of those two back spots. Unless, I just realized, unless they're going to come up with an extension in the back. So here, I don't know. What if they come up with a way to have like a half circle this way, and it can connect to this point here and just have like a lot of rubble. All right, so here's everything all together. This is your whole Endgame final battle expansion. I guess we'll just move this up to the top here and pretend that you can connect it. But I think character-wise, like, you're getting a lot here. We're missing only a handful of people, I would say, now for getting everybody that we're waiting for. I think Professor Hulk and Ronan are the only ones we really need at this point. So maybe they could do that expansion in the back. Included as well is this Chitauri hover build here, and it's got these two stud shooters there on the front that just shoot out the transparent purple tiles. Anyways, the rest of this here, I like the shaping of this with more transparent purple there, as well as this spot in the back can actually move up and down. And having that little angle there in the back allows the figure to be arched over and flying around, which I think is cool. Of course, you do get two of these included in the set. Starting with Thor, since he's in the name of the set, he actually has the same minifigure design and printing from the Marvel logo earlier this year, which is a great figure. The difference here being that we've got the rubber cape included, which you can easily remove, and you could see the torso printing a lot better. It's all powered up, which looks really cool, matching his eyes. Also here on the back, very detailed torso printing. You could see that the hair here, it's actually in dark tan, which is fascinating compared to what we get some other places. The face does work for Endgame because this is actually him from Endgame. He's got a smirk on the other side. Stormbreaker's build, I actually like this one. I think this looks good with the piece on the back for the lightning effect. I think that adds a bit of something. Here is the new Rocket minifigure included, which looks much better than its predecessor from Endgame. I like that it's accurate here with the actual dark blue navy. It looks so much better for the torso. The tail could use some printing there like we've seen before, but the back torso you could still see there. Looks pretty detailed. The face reddish brown. I think it works well. I think maybe some of the newer browns they should experiment with, but you've got this big gun here, which is very fitting for Rocket. And here is the Iron Patriot minifigure, who is arguably the most exciting person here in the set. I love the torso printing. You can see here on the front, again, same torso that you saw on the front of the mech. The legs are the same for the Iron Patriot that we just got in the Hall of Armor. The mask looks incredible, though. I think they really this goes to show the ability of this new helmet piece here and what LEGO can do with it. I think they really captured the look of that. And underneath, unfortunately, he's smiling here with this expression. I think, again, like I just said in the other review and many other reviews at this point, he needs a new face with the heads-up display. That would be much appreciated. Here's the Chitauri included. You get 4 of these, and I don't mind. I think it's great to get a lot of these, whether it's for the Battle of New York or the Endgame Final Battle. Like, I will never complain about getting more Chitauri figures, especially when they're just additional like this. Now, 2 of them do have these stud shooters here. Again, more stud shooters that shoot out those same tiles. Anyways, everyone, that is my review of the Avengers Endgame Thor versus Chitauri set. This is essentially a battle pack. This reminds me of like what the Star Wars battle packs are today. I think this is great. Like, if we were to continue to get more Endgame Final Battle sets, this is what it needs to be. It now all needs to connect to that Portal set and give us characters that we've been wanting, like Iron Patriot, a better Rocket and all that, I think is great. Getting just a whole Chitauri thing here is just like, this is perfect to have so many of them for a final battle set. The Thor here too, it's great. Overall, very good, just very overpriced. But anyways, what do you think of the set? Be sure to subscribe, turn the bell notifications so you don't miss out on future LEGO Marvel set news and reviews just like this one. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hope you all have a great day. See you all in the next one.